So interestingly enough, pretty much immediately after Joe Biden was elected president, Joe Manchin, who is a conservative senator from West Virginia, and he is a Democrat, he came out basically saying, I will not vote for expanding the court, and I also will not vote for ending the filibuster. Now, remember, if you don't end the filibuster, even if you have a majority, you can't get anything done because you need 60 votes for cloture to exit debate. So, if you're not going to end the filibuster, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? Like, you can't get anything through, especially we know how obstructionist the Republicans are. What exactly is your plan? Doesn't make sense. So, he, tweeted out this Washington Examiner article. Now, if you don't know, the Washington Examiner is actually really conservative. It's basically, a Daily Wire type of news outlet. Everything it does is right-wing slant. They lie about a lot of stuff, make up a lot of stuff. So Joe Manchin says, defund the police, defund my butt. I'm a proud West Virginia Democrat. We are the party of working men and women. We want to protect Americans' jobs and health care. We do not have some crazy socialist agenda, and we do not believe in defunding the police. So, defund my butt. Very weird way to put it, if you do ask me. But he says that, he doesn't like the slogan. And then he also says that, we don't have some kind of crazy socialist agenda. What I actually find interesting is how he says, we're the party of working men and women. We want to protect Americans' jobs and health care. I find that to be interesting. I think that could be a way of marketing for progressive Dems. I don't think taking on the socialist label is really good. I thought it didn't really work very well for Bernie either. But he seems to be conflating the, quote, socialist agenda with supporting things like Medicare for all, which, as we know, obviously all candidates that had endorsed Medicare for all won their primary, of course. So this isn't really in any serious sort of numbers or anything factual. And the defund the police saying has definitely been heavily criticized because when you hear the term defund the police, it makes it sound, your immediate first thought is, strip the police of all of its funding. But really what defund the police means is, it's essentially demilitarizing the police. Let's deflate the police's funding because they have stuff that, the army has, just ridiculous amounts of funding. That's kind of what it is. So I actually think there could be a lot better of a slogan for defunding the police. And I'm not sure why people came to that saying of all. But AOC responded simply with this picture of what I believe is them at the State of the Union address. You can see Joe Manchin there clapping. I'm assuming to something that AOC is not happy that he's clapping about, because that appears to be the look that she is giving. I don't even know if at the time she was really looking at him or if she was looking towards Trump or glancing in that direction. That's just how the picture came out. But this currently sits at almost 500,000 favorites. And so AOC is continuing to be on the warpath against corporate Democrats. Joe Manchin is essentially a Republican, but he's a Democrat in name only, essentially. And so, she's continuing to fight off this kind of messaging. Joe Manchin is going to definitely be a blockade to a lot of stuff. Pretty much anything that progressives would want to get through the Senate, because he's one of the votes. Even if you win these two Georgia races, you are still at that point. You have to get through Joe Manchin, which is a pretty difficult thing to do. And again, like I said, if you are not willing to nuke the filibuster, what exactly is your plan to get literally anything done? There's nothing you can do if you don't get rid of the filibuster. But AOC, once again, responding with, I guess this time, an angry face here at Joe Manchin for basically saying, it's the current chaos that's going on in the Democratic Party, obviously.